to put race matter in anything was Richard Pryor, and it went all the way down to Dave Chappelle and how they made race funny, especially racist things funny. Like,
exactly.
This is how it is, but let's make it funny so you can understand what we see and how you see it.
Yeah, comedy is definitely the best there because a lot of the stuff if you break down what they're talking about, it's not really that funny, but they make it funny. It is actually their therapy, and I think Richard Pryor was the best of that because if you like took away the punchlines, you're like, wow, this is a depressed man. Oh, yeah. That's really how it is. Yeah. But you know that you're right about that, especially at the time when Richard Pryor was doing his stand-up. That was like the 70s. It was a terrible time in our history. It was getting better from the 60s and 50s, but you know it was
but
still
even then, like when he was big, like he was the only comedian of his style.
Of course,
out there. Like
he was the first one to drop the N-bomb.
Exactly.
Yes,
and he had mad white people at that shit because they were dropping N-bombs left and right. They're like, that nigga says nigga. You know, like I gotta see this guy.
Oh yeah,
and it's funny. And when I watched the doc, I love Richard Pryor.
One of the greatest.
And I watched a documentary on him and how hard it was for that young man. You know, see what he'd been through, and then try to make it as a clean comic. He's not a clean comic.
No, he's not.
I'm not from a clean background.
Yeah, exactly.
So I faked the funk, and right when he let that out, boom, fuck it, nigga.
And I'll bring back a little bit of the last 2 podcasts ago we actually talked about Bill Cosby. One thing that I loved about Richard Pryor is he kept it real because everything he said, whether you agreed with it or you were like, oh, it's like kind of like what we said off of camera about censorship. Like he said the bad words, he expressed everything, but it was real, genuine. When you look at Bill Cosby, everyone looked at him as this poster man, and he was
can't believe he did that.
Yeah. Cosby was putting on a mask. That really wasn't who he was. He was put on that mask.
You look at the two of them, like obviously Bill Cosby's an icon, but like you look at him versus Richard Pryor, like because Richard Pryor was so honest and real, like his stuff stands the test of time. Like, think other than like the Cosby Show, think of anything that Bill Cosby did. Okay, Puddin' Pops too, like Puddin' Pops, But like any of his stand up, any of his comedy above and beyond, like none of that.
I never really followed Bill Cosby because I never was a Bill Cosby fan.
Yeah. Well, I love this
like
show,
you said,
but
it's not relatable.
It's not, you guys, you kids, your freaking pants are up, down. Come on, man.
It was cool to see like a black household with such unity.
Yeah. That's true too. Like you do get tired of seeing stuff like the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family.
It was cool.
Well, and I think that was the big draw for the Cosby Shows. It was a functional black family as opposed to like where you see like the Brady Bunch and stuff like that. But,
deep down, crack hit.
Exactly.
There wasn't no damn unity.
Exactly.
Let me get $20 so I can go get this rock, man.
You do a pretty good crackhead. That was pretty good.
No.
Hey, bro.
Let me get up in your pocket right quick.
I'll pay you, Rob.